Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
Folks, what I'm about to show you will make your blood boil. Investigative journalist Nick Shirley has blown the lid off of a massive fraud operation in California where your tax dollars are being funneled into fake daycares, fake hospices, and fake healthcare businesses. And when confronted, these scammers called 911 on him. You're going to see it all, the luxury cars, the empty buildings, and the fraudsters fleeing the scene. I'm at the White House right now, and I'm going to tell you why this matters to you. No matter where you live, every single month, money comes out of your paycheck. It funds Medicare, it funds Medicaid, it funds child care programs meant to help struggling American families. But instead of going to sick patients or children who need care, that money is actually being stolen. We're talking about billions of dollars. And while hardworking Americans can barely afford groceries, these fraudsters are driving brand new Maybachs and BMW M8, right? So this isn't just happening in some far-off place. This is happening in California. This is your money. And the previous administration, well, they just looked the other way. But not anymore. The Trump administration is finally exposing what has been happening. And what you're about to see will show you exactly why this crackdown was so desperately needed. And speaking of protecting what's yours, I need to tell you about something important. There's some new numbers out of Washington that show inflation is on the rise again. Another threat to you, your savings account, and your retirement. Now ask yourself an honest question. Does your dollar go as far as it did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even last year? So what does the next decade look like for you and your savings? You see, if your portfolio lacks exposure to gold, one of history's most reliable economic hedges, it's time to rethink your strategy. Gold has kept up with inflation and in many periods outpaced it. My friends at Noble Gold Investments, they specialize in helping people protect their wealth with physical gold and silver. Whether you're rolling over an IRA or making a direct purchase, their team walks you through the entire process and makes it simple. No pressure, just education and experience. Right now, all new qualified accounts will receive a free 10th ounce American Gold Eagle as a thank you. So visit nextnewsgold.com and discover how easy it is to protect your financial future. That's nextnewsgold.com. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening on the ground in California. Yes, it's very troubling. Nick Shirley, he has been doing the work that the mainstream media just won't do. You see, he's going door to door, camera rolling, exposing these fraud operations in real time. And what has he found? It's worse than anyone imagined. Fake daycares with 0 children, hospice training centers teaching people how to steal. I'm going to show you everything was going on. So this first clip comes from MAGA Voice over on X. Nick Shirley rolls up to a licensed daycare in the hills of San Diego. State records show 14 children enrolled at this facility, but when he knocks on the door, well, let's just say the woman's reaction tells you everything you need to know. Now watch what happens when he simply asks, "Where are the children?"
Here is Hayden Sarah Family Childcare. This is a daycare right here. Apparently they have 14 children enrolled. Tell us a little bit more about this daycare right here. We're in the middle of the hills here in San Diego.
So according to state records, when inspectors arrived here, there were 14 kids enrolled but 0 present. And then this place was also cited for having missing children's records and also not having a facility roster.
It's kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood. Hello?
I was naked, okay?
No, you weren't.
I can sue you. I was like, I wasn't dressed up. I'm Muslim.
Either way, can we enroll a child into the daycare?
You don't know what's going on.
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California.
All right.
It says there's 14 children enrolled here.
You don't care.
I do care.
Naked.
Then where are the children?
You don't care.
Where are the children at?
It's not enough, Minnesota. You come here.
Where are the children at?
Not enough.
Where are the children at, ma'am? All right, so what she's doing is she's making a video right now. She's gonna send it out all to all the other daycares. But at the end of the day, enrolled for 14 children, no children here. And this is from the state of California. We're not targeting Somalian population. We're just going after daycares. And it just so happens to be that all the daycares, they are Somalian so far. Where are the children at, ma'am? 14 children. Would you like to make a statement as to where the children are?
You don't care where is my children are.
Ma'am, we would not be here if we weren't asking you.
You don't care. You don't care.
What do you mean we don't care? This is why we're here.
Care. And don't record me. You don't care.
This is why we're here, to ask about these daycares.
Ask me who you are. Who you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. You already know that.
Shirley. I know, but you a trouble man.
How are we making trouble? You're causing trouble.
Let me call 911.
We just want to know where the children are.
No, I'm calling 911.
For what?
To you.
For what?
You come to my house.
We haven't done anything.
I don't know.
The problem with these daycares is that they receive money through a program called CalWorks, but as you see, there are no children actually there. These fraudsters are simply enrolling children on paper to receive government subsidies. Even after the state visits these daycares and confirms there are no children actually there, the government and the state continue to give these daycares money.
Did you catch that? 14 children enrolled according to California state records, but when inspectors arrived, 0 children present. Missing records, no facility roster, and when Nick asked the simple question, where are the children? She calls 911. She's recording him. And here's the kicker. She's collecting CalWorks money for kids that don't exist. That's your tax dollars, folks. But it gets even worse because in California, there are actually schools that teach you how to run these scams. No, I'm not kidding. Yes, Wall Street Apes actually posted jaw-dropping footage. Nick Shirley, again, found a place in Los Angeles that literally teaches people how to open fraudulent hospice centers. So he went undercover with a buddy, pretending to be entrepreneurs who want to get rich quick. Perfect, right? Well, what they discovered will shock you, especially when you see what's parked out back.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential business partner to try and become a multi-millionaire in hospice.
We know that hospice is a very lucrative business, so I've joined a business partner right here. His name's Darren, and we're here outside the Hospice Consultants, and we would like to start our own hospice today. We're just 2 young men who want to become millionaires here inside the United States, and it seems like the only way to do it nowadays is by committing fraud. So we're gonna go in and see if we can start our own hospice. Are you guys the Hospice Consultants?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
You want to open a hospice?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your name?
My name's Nick, but I want to open up a hospice.
I understand, but we don't take care of that.
Can I get some information?
Do you want a number?
Yeah, or give me a flyer or something. And this is the Hospice Consultant.
Yes. No, only hospice and home health.
All right, so they say they're open right now. They won't let us into the lobby. This is no way to conduct business. We are 2 entrepreneurs trying to open up our own hospice.
Soaked to the bone right now.
We were denied service by the potential fraudsters, and as we were leaving, one of the fraudsters started to leave from the back in a $200,000 Maybach.
And we have a Mercedes-Benz driving out. Where can we open a hospice at? We'd like to open up a hospice. Get a Maybach just like you. So is this how I can get a Maybach by opening up my own hospice?
Did you see that? A $200,000 Maybach. You see, that's what pulls out of the back of these so-called hospice consultants' offices. Nick walks in saying he wants to open a hospice, become a millionaire, and they don't even flinch. They hand him a flyer. See, this is an industry. They're teaching people how to defraud Medicare, and they're not even trying to hide it. The money is so good that they're just cruising around in Maybachs. You think one luxury car is bad? Wait to see what Libs of TikTok just posted. An entire building full of these operations. That's right, they shared footage. It's stunning. Nick Shirley finds a single rundown building. It looks like an old motel with 30 healthcare businesses registered to it. 30. And parked outside, brand new BMWs, Mercedes, luxury cars everywhere. Now watch what happens when the fraudsters realize that they're actually being filmed. Check it out.
What do you do for work here?
Huh?
What do you do for work here?
Why?
Oh, we're just looking around. We're seeing all these hospices, so we're just curious.
Well, I don't know, man.
Word got out that I was inside of the plaza, and all the fraudsters started hopping in their cars, leaving the scene.
Excuse me. Let's see if they can just answer our questions really quick. Hello, can we ask you a quick question? Driving out in a brand new M8. They can't get out that easy. How can I get an M8 as well? Should I open up a hospice? We're driving out in a brand new M8 BMW M8 competition. Listen to this thing. This is the sound of hospice money. And this is the guy who said he's fat because of Dr. Oz. His business is not open today. Seems like this mafia right here is naming all of their companies after the word angel. We have Angels of Valley Hospice. We have angels of haven, angels of peace, light of angels. Yet the BMWs, one right here, one right there, 2 brand new Mercedes over there. It just is unbelievable the amount of money that these people are making, and they're not even trying to hide it. Buying these luxury cars, each and every single person's wearing some sort of designer clothing as well. And this building looks like it used to be some sort of old motel that has turned into some cash grab, money grab for hospices here.
Now, did you see that? The second word gets out that Nick is filming, they all start fleeing, hopping in their cars, peeling out in the parking lot, brand new BMW M8 competition. Listen to that engine, right? That's what he says. And that's the sound of hospice money. You see, they're naming their fake companies things like Angels of Peace, Angels of Heaven, Light of Angels, wearing designer clothes, and they're not even trying to hide it. The old motel is just a fraud factory. And now the Trump administration is finally speaking out about what's really going on. And I want you to pay very close attention to this. Rapid Response 47, they posted this clip from the FTC. This is a Trump administration official explaining exactly what this fraud means for you and for the Americans who actually need these services. Now pay close attention to what he says about the previous administration.
Millions and millions of Americans pay into these programs every day, and they expect to get something out of it. And this fraud is just siphoning money that millions of Americans pay to fund their hospitals, to fund their daycare centers, into completely fake businesses. It isn't just unfair to all of us as taxpayers who pay for all this. It's particularly unfair to the Americans who need this the most and watch this money leave their hospital, leave their school system, and go out to fraud. And that is why this effort is so important. And I think we've just begun really looking at this, but I think that one of the things we're going to find is that in a lot of these agencies, the previous administration was pretty lax about existing anti-fraud controls, and we're going to expose that too.
There it is, folks, straight from the FTC. This is fraud siphoning money away from real hospitals, daycare centers, real Americans who desperately need help. And what do you say about the previous administration? They were pretty lax about anti-fraud controls. The Biden administration let this happen. They looked the other way while billions were being stolen. I'm going to tell you what this all means, because this is bigger than just California. I'm going to connect all the dots. See, we've got fake daycares collecting money for children who don't exist. We have schools teaching people how to open fraudulent hospice centers. We have entire buildings filled with shell companies, luxury cars out front, fraudsters fleeing when cameras show up. And for 4 years, the Biden administration did nothing. They were lax on enforcement. They looked the other way. And who paid the price? You. American taxpayers, American families who actually need childcare, American seniors who need real hospice services. But here's the good news. The Trump administration right out of this building is exposing all of it. And patriots like Nick Shirley are doing the investigative work that the media refuses to do. So folks, this is exactly why we do what we do here at the Next News Network. The mainstream media won't touch this story. They don't want you to see where your tax dollars are really going. But you see, you deserve to know the truth. So share this video with everybody you know, your family, your friends, your neighbors. They need to see what's been happening while the establishment just looked the other way. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell so you never miss a story. And drop a comment below. I want to know what you think should happen to these fraudsters. This is Gary Franchi coming to you from the White House. As always, stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay free. Remember, Next News Network is viewer supported, and we're not going anywhere. God bless you, and God bless America.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. Truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.